So there's been a lot of talk lately, a lot of headlines, and honestly a lot of hype around AI. But underneath all that noise, there's a fundamental shift happening, and it's happening right now. AI is changing the job market faster than ever. It's not some distant sci-fi future anymore. It's a present-day reality that's reshaping industries from the ground up. We're seeing tools and systems that can learn, adapt, and execute tasks at a scale and speed that was unthinkable just a few years ago. And with that comes the inevitable question, what does this mean for our jobs? This isn't about fear-mongering or predicting some kind of robot apocalypse. It's about having a real, honest conversation about where the technology is today and where it's headed. Because the truth is, certain roles are on the front lines of this transformation. These are the jobs being replaced the fastest, not because people aren't good at them, but because the nature of the work itself aligns perfectly with what current AI is exceptionally good at: patterns, data, and repetition. It's a classic case of technological disruption, but this time it's happening at an exponential pace. In this video, we're going to break it down. We'll look at 7 specific jobs that are feeling the impact of AI automation most acutely right now. We'll dive into the how and the why for each one, looking at the specific technologies driving the change. The goal here isn't to just list them off, but to understand the mechanics behind this evolution. Because by understanding which jobs are being automated and why, we can get a much clearer picture of the future of work for everyone. Let's get into it. Alright, first up on the list, data entry clerks. For decades, this role has been the backbone of so many businesses. It's the meticulous, often tedious work of taking information from one source, like a paper form, an invoice, or a survey, and manually inputting it into a digital system like a spreadsheet or a database. It requires precision and a high tolerance for repetition, but that very repetition is exactly what makes it a prime candidate for automation. It's a task that is, at its core, about pattern recognition and data transfer, and that's a sweet spot for AI. We're now seeing AI-powered optical character recognition, or OCR, that's incredibly sophisticated. It can read handwritten notes, scan complex documents, and pull out the relevant information with a level of accuracy that often surpasses human capability, and it does it 24/7 without getting tired or needing a coffee break. These AI systems can not only extract the data but also understand its context, automatically sorting and categorizing it into the correct fields. So, a task that might take a person hours of painstaking work can now be done in seconds. It's a massive leap in efficiency, and for companies that's an almost irresistible value proposition. Next, let's talk about customer service representatives. This is a huge one because it's a field that has always seemed to require that essential human touch: empathy, problem-solving, and patience. Traditionally, when you had an issue with a product or service, you'd pick up the phone and talk to a person. But the landscape of customer interaction is being completely redrawn by AI. The first wave was simple chatbots, the ones that could only answer basic FAQs. But we're way past that now. The technology has evolved dramatically. Today's AI-powered chatbots and virtual assistants are incredibly advanced. They use natural language processing, or NLP, to understand not just the words you're saying but the intent and sentiment behind them. They can access a customer's entire history in an instant, diagnose complex problems, walk you through troubleshooting steps, and even process returns or modifications to your account. And they can handle thousands of these conversations simultaneously, something a human team could never do. While complex, emotional issues still often get escalated to a human, the AI is now handling the vast majority of routine inquiries, fundamentally changing the size and scope of human support teams. Coming in at number 3 is a role that's near and dear to anyone who writes for a living: proofreaders. For a long time, the best you could hope for from a computer was a simple spell check, that little red squiggly line under a typo. Human proofreaders were essential for catching the nuances of grammar, style, tone, and sentence structure that software just couldn't grasp. Their job was to ensure clarity, consistency, and professionalism in the written word. But the AI tools available today are operating on a completely different level. We're talking about AI platforms that don't just check for spelling and basic grammar. They analyze syntax, suggest stylistic improvements, and can even rewrite entire sentences to be more concise or impactful. These tools are trained on massive datasets of literature articles and professional writing, allowing them to understand the subtle rules and rhythms of effective communication. They can check for plagiarism, ensure a consistent tone across a long document, and even adapt their suggestions based on the intended audience. While a final human review is still valuable for high-stakes content, AI is now the first, second, and sometimes even third pass for a huge amount of written material. Okay, let's shift gears from the digital to the physical world. At number 4, we have couriers and delivery services. The last mile of delivery, that final step of getting a package from a local hub to your doorstep, has always been the most complex and expensive part of the logistics chain. It requires a massive fleet of vehicles and a huge human workforce to navigate local streets, find the right addresses, and make the drop-off. But this is an area where robotics and AI are making some of the most visible and honestly futuristic advancements. You've probably seen videos of them, the small, six-wheeled autonomous delivery robots navigating sidewalks, or the delivery drones gracefully descending into a backyard. These aren't just concepts anymore, they're being tested and deployed in cities around the world. These machines are powered by sophisticated AI that uses a combination of GPS, cameras, and LiDAR to perceive the world around them, plan routes, and avoid obstacles in real time. For companies, this means the potential for faster, cheaper, and more energy-efficient deliveries. While widespread adoption is still navigating regulatory hurdles and public acceptance, the technological foundation is firmly in place to automate a significant portion of local delivery jobs. Next up, a role that has been a staple of our economy for over a century: retail salespersons. Think about the traditional shopping experience, walking into a store, being greeted by an employee, getting help finding a product, and then having them ring you up at the register. Each of these steps is being systematically re-engineered by AI. The most obvious example, of course, is the rise of self-checkout kiosks, which directly automate the transaction process. But the AI integration goes so much deeper than that, and it starts before you even walk in the door. The massive shift to online shopping is fundamentally driven by AI. Recommendation engines analyze your browsing history to show you products you're likely to buy. AI-powered inventory management systems ensure products are in stock and can be shipped quickly, reducing the need for on-the-floor staff to manage stock. In physical stores, we're seeing just walkout technology, where cameras and sensors track what you take off the shelf and automatically charge your account, completely eliminating the checkout process. As AI gets better at personalizing the online experience and streamlining the in-person one, the need for a large human sales force to perform these traditional functions is steadily decreasing. This next one is a job that most people don't think about, but it's crucial for the functioning of the modern internet content moderators. Every minute, millions of photos, videos, and comments are uploaded to social media platforms, forums, and websites. The job of a content moderator is to sift through this deluge of content and remove anything that violates the platform's rules, things like hate speech, graphic violence, or misinformation. It's an incredibly demanding and often psychologically taxing job, and the sheer scale of it makes it an impossible task for humans alone. This is where AI has become not just helpful, but absolutely essential. Platforms now use powerful AI algorithms to act as the first line of defense. These systems are trained to recognize problematic images, videos, keywords, and patterns of behavior at a massive scale. They can automatically flag or remove the vast majority of violating content before a human ever sees it. For instance, an AI can scan millions of newly uploaded images for known terrorist propaganda in seconds. While human moderators are still needed to handle nuanced cases and review appeals, AI is doing the heavy lifting, reviewing content at a volume and speed that is simply beyond human capacity. And finally, at number 7, we're moving into a highly skilled, professional field paralegals and legal assistants. For a long time, it was assumed that jobs requiring extensive education and complex critical thinking were safe from automation. But even here, AI is making significant inroads. A huge part of a paralegal's job involves research and document management, sifting through thousands of pages of case law, contracts, and evidence to find relevant information for a case. This process, known as discovery, is incredibly time-consuming and labor-intensive. Enter AI-powered legal tech. These sophisticated software platforms can now perform document review and legal research in a fraction of the time it would take a human team. They can scan millions of documents, identify key concepts, find relevant precedents, and even flag potential inconsistencies or risks within a contract. The AI isn't arguing the case in court, but it's automating the foundational, data-intensive work that supports the lawyers. This allows law firms to operate more efficiently and handle larger caseloads with smaller support teams. It's a clear example of AI not just replacing manual labor but augmenting and streamlining high-skill professional work. So, there you have it. From data entry and customer service to content moderation and even legal research. These are just a few of the jobs AI is transforming, and the key takeaway here isn't that robots are taking over, but that the nature of work itself is changing. The common thread across all these roles is the automation of repetitive, data-driven, and pattern-based tasks. AI is exceptionally good at handling scale and speed, and it's freeing up human potential to focus on other things. The more creative, strategic, and emotionally intelligent aspects of work that machines can't yet replicate. This evolution is going to continue, and it's probably going to accelerate. The list of affected jobs will grow and change, but this isn't the first time technology has caused a major shift in the workforce, and it won't be the last. The challenge and the opportunity for all of us is to adapt. It means embracing lifelong learning, developing new skills, and figuring out how we can work alongside these powerful new tools. The future isn't about competing with AI. It's about leveraging it. We're in the early innings of a massive technological revolution, and it's one of the most interesting stories of our time. Stay tuned to see how the workforce continues to evolve, because we'll be covering it every step of the way. It's going to be a wild ride. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.